Good afternoon, everyone. It is 3 o'clock, March 18th. Got a little time here. Gonna do a little update on some calving. Counting through my book just a few minutes ago, there's 115 cows down here. They're not all standing close to me. Where we're standing at now is a hay meadow that I put up in July, and they're getting her picked over pretty good now, but maybe you can see it there. There's some big blue stem. You can see it clear over there behind that white-faced cow. That stuff's about 5 foot tall after I put up the hay in July. So kind of a crazy year for moisture. Of course, for me, it's pretty good. Over there on the far hill, you can see there's a crop field. That is grain sorghum stubble. And there's some over north there through the trees, and it comes around. There's a little finger comes right here behind us. There's about 130 acres of farm ground on this farm. There's about 60 acres of grass I can put up for hay. That gets to 180, so there's about 60 acres of waste on this piece, actually. Quite a bit. North of that field right there, and there's them trees there, and then we're facing east, so going over the hill east there's about 45 acres over there that's just trees and waste and not much use out of it. So anyway, there's 51 calves out of 115 cows here, so we're getting close to the halfway mark. I gotta see if he's standing here. There's that big, zoom in a second here, right there. He's a red brockle-faced calf. The first one born, he's born February 3rd. I'm not sure if somebody else's bull got in, what happened there. So, in case you're wondering, there's several tag colors of cows here. Like there's a green one, there's a pink one, there's a yellow one, another pink one, and a white one, and a pink one, and here's a yellow one right here. So they are for ownership, which is the green ones and the pink ones are kind of just a deal. Those are mine and my wife's. The green ones are mine, the pink ones are hers. It really doesn't matter. They all get treated the same. They all get weaned. And as far as that goes, they all get the same. The yellow tagged ones are cows I bought this fall, speculating cows. I didn't give a lot of money for them. My plan, what I'm going to do with them, is go to grass with them, wean the calves, sell the cows. Most of the cows I've got bought them for about kill cow price, so the calf's got to pay pasture rent. That's about it. We'll see what happens with that. You know, we ended up with there's 30 of those cows here. There's 40, I think 43, 44 are the ones that are mine and my wife's, the pink and the green tags. The white tags, there's 50 of them, and those are a buddy, partner, whatever you want to call them. They're his cows, and I got them on a lease deal. He's got the cows in the pasture. I've got the winter feed, the trucking, the care, the supplements, the vet bill, all that stuff. And we'll split them 50-50 when we sell them. So it's kind of a weird day. Didn't have a single calf. Had 2 yesterday. Let's see here. Yesterday was Tuesday. Had 2 on Monday. Had 6 on Sunday. 7 on Saturday. So today's a weird day. I haven't had any. So, it's pretty muddy. We got the old red pickup here, and we had the cows decided they wanted to get out, so a couple of them got an attitude adjustment here a while back one day. But so it is muddy. It's actually pretty dry today. Other than the sun not shining, it's beautiful. It's probably 50 degrees or so. Just a light, gentle breeze. It's just nice out. So just a quick update. I don't know a whole lot. Been pretty quiet. Just been checking cows. I do have to haul water to this farm, which kind of stinks. I've got a 1,000-gallon trailer I use for hauling water. Starting to think that might not be enough in a year or two. A couple years ago, I could haul 1,000 gallon in the last 3 days. Now I got to do it every day. If it was dry, I'd have to haul probably basically a load and a half a day. So, just because they'll drink that much. But the moisture's great. I have not been over to check that feed max that I drilled. Just too muddy to get to it. I'm sure it's not out of the ground anyway, but excited to see how that goes. Just checking in, showing off the cows. Had somebody ask about a update video on the cows, see what they were doing. I don't know if you can see it. Well, we'll show you here. I know the cows are picking over pretty good, but there's some pennycress in there. There's some green brome grass right there. So last week the cows really been hammering this grassland pretty hard. It's okay. It's fine with me. I knew they would. I got it set up where actually they probably could fertilize it. The ground's firm enough. I'm gonna have the local fertilizer company fertilize this grass, spray it with some herbicide. And you know, be honest, I've been putting this up every year for hay, and if I don't put it up for hay this year, it ain't gonna hurt my feelings. I can save it, let the cows eat it like this, and don't have to use the diesel fuel, don't have to use the equipment hours, man hours. We'll see though. The moisture stays favorable. We might cut it, you know, this year we cut it early because that was all the crop ground was bean stubble last year, so we didn't use it for grazing. And but I think that's going to change too. We're getting enough cows. I think that's going to change. Thinking of using triticale or rye or something in the fall behind soybean harvest for some grazing in March and April. We'll see how that goes. I've got a field we'll try that on, I think, this coming year. That's crazy. You know, how many places, businesses, industries is day-to-day thinking of what you're going to do next year before you even have a clue what's going to happen this year. It's just unreal. So I always like to think ahead of things, see what we can do different, where we can improve, where we can cut costs. And when I say cut costs, I don't mean spend less dollars. I should say, in my opinion, feeding hay is very, very expensive. And I have to have hay. I have to have hay because we get years like last year and we get snow and, you know, we get 6-8 inches of snow in December and it's here till March. You know, it takes a lot of hay in those situations, but, you know, it's almost the 20th of March. I mean, it's the 18th, so we've got 14 days left in the month of March. April snows are pretty rare in this country. I mean, it happens. We've had snow in May before, like the 1st or 2nd of May. It's rare, but it happens. You know, so I think for the most part, we're pretty safe this year. We're going to make it to grass without needing much hay. When we moved the cows over here, plus the ones we got, the lease cows we brought on, I figured we'd be, let's see here, there's 130 acres of milo stalks for 115 cows. That's about 40 days of feed. And there's 60 acres of grass, and I figured there was only another 25 in that. So that's 60 days. And we moved these cows over here. It would have been in about February 20th. They've been here about a month. So we got another month, which gives us to April 20th. That's with no new growth or anything. The way this grass is growing, we're going to have all kinds of feed. Now, that'll be pretty tough on this grass if I do that, I think. So what I am going to do is in the next week is start feeding hay. I mean, not a lot. I'm thinking 8-10 bales a week, which is not a lot. If I was to feed these cows a week, in a week it should take 40 bales almost a week, 35 to 40 bales a week. So if I can feed them 10, and stretch out my standing feed to get to the 1st of May. Let's see, if we start in another week, we'll need 5 weeks of it. That's 50 bales of hay. I currently, in my feed stock over there, I got about 300 bales of hay. So I got plenty of hay. I'm also looking to sell some hay. Anybody need some hay? I'm looking to sell some. So, nope, things are going good. Just checking in. We have had some difficulties with calving. I've got the 3rd cow now up to my grandma's place in a calving shed, putting a orphan calf on her. That's the 3rd one I've had to do this year, which seems like a lot, but that's about, 2.5%. It's not terrible. It just seems like a lot. So I did have some bad luck at home. I bought some of my speculating cows were pretty, I'd call them high risk. When you're going to deal with some of that on high risk. Lost 2 cows trying to calve, and they were high risk cows. One cow didn't have a single tooth left. That's why she was at home. I had to baby her and feed her. She just didn't have the energy to have the calf, was what happened. And she had it in the middle of the night, and maybe I need to change my lessons, but for the most part, I'm pretty strict on them. The cows are going to have to take care of themselves, and if they're not going to take care of themselves, we'll get cows that will. So, as far as calving and stuff like that, most of the time it works out great. Now, this year we've got a lot of sale barn cows here. You're going to get that stuff. So, I had a couple of shorthorn heifers. One of them died having a calf, and that one was just plainly my fault for I didn't do a good job. And that one was pretty hard to swallow. The other one lost a calf. She had it fine, and I found it basically right when she had it, and it never took a breath of air. So that's the way it was. The 3 cows down here, I put calves on the one. 2 of them, their calves never breathed. They hit the ground dead. One of them, the calf was a couple days old, and it got cold, and I think she was trying to protect it from the wind and laid on it. So that's what it looked like happened to me. So, I guess there's one thing for certain: if you're going to have livestock, you're going to have dead livestock, and it's kind of hard to swallow. We're entrusted to take care of these animals, and when it doesn't work out the way it should, it hurts. So, I think that's all. We just see these cows are lollygagging around, eating some grass, wanting me to leave them the hell alone. So, alrighty. Well, that's all I know. I better get going. I gotta go trade pickups and go get the little girl. So, we'll talk to you later.